What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Understanding Adulthood. My name is Matthew Gattozzi. Today we're talking about this article. I want to respond to this article. It's called How Millennials Became the Burnout Generation by Anne Helen Peterson. I think that's her name. It's this article that's been kind of bumping around on the internet, and this is a passage from it. It's a good article. It's long. It says, to describe millennial burnout accurately is to acknowledge the multiplicity of our lived reality, that we're not just high school graduates or parents or knowledge workers, but all of the above, while recognizing our status quo. We're deeply in debt, working more hours and more jobs for less pay and less security, struggling to achieve the same standards of living as our parents, operating in psychological and physical precariousness, all while being told that if we just work harder, meritocracy will prevail and we'll begin thriving. The carrot dangling in front of us is the dream that the to-do list will end or at least become far more manageable. I'm not saying that a lot of millennials have not been burnt out. I really think that there are quite a few millennials that are burnt out. But I think that the solution, although she kind of argues that there is no solution, I think there is. There's a solution to burnout. Maybe not towards a full generation, but I think that you can find a solution in your own personal life because it starts with you and me. Millennials feeling burnt out is because they are working based jobs on the approval of their parents or others. And for this idea of stability, this definition of stability or what stability looks like. There's this ideological viewpoint of this is what stable is. Millennials also feel burnt out because they're racking up more and more student debt due to the education inflation. And so more and more people are pursuing more and more higher degrees, so master's degrees and PhDs. And there's also just other factors that could cause somebody to make them feel like they have to make decisions that eventually cause them burnout. But here's the thing. I am a product of my own decisions that I have made in the environments that I have been in. I wasn't in charge of those environments and choosing those environments, but I am in charge of the choices that I made. And I have to own up to all those choices, good or bad. And no one has to live to other people's standards. This is actually a choice. We cannot blame others for pressuring us to make a decision that is truly and fundamentally ours. And to break out from this burnout, you have to shift your mindset from living your life and your life decisions based off of others and this idea of this is, quote unquote, this is how to live a stable life. If you make decisions based off an ideal that has no foundation, you will burn out. You will continually hit an invisible wall, which I think so many millennials have, because they're chasing after this idea of stability that is what was quote unquote promised to them, but also is arbitrary to each person. What is a stable life? It means something different for every single person. And as a generation, as the millennial generation, we're stuck in this rat race of consumerism. We are buying more things than ever to almost in a way prove to others that we are stable and that we have quote unquote made it. And to continue that rat race of consumerism, we need more money and we need to work more time and effort to get there. The target is constantly always moving, and once you hit that target, there's always quote unquote more to do. And so then you move that target and you have to keep hitting that target. But again, you will be burnt out because your target has always been moving. And you can get past this. You can get past this if you switch your mind and stop basing your life for other people. This is a hard choice, and I recognize that this is a hard choice, especially in a world with social media and the approval of others. Social media is a whole nother world on the internet where you post things and people like it, or sometimes on other platforms you can dislike it. And the more likes you get, it means that there's something good about it. Maybe. And so we as a generation are constantly looking for the approval of others, just inherently by the technology that is around us, and also by the fact of how our parents, quote unquote, parented us and how they honestly coddled us. But the revolution starts today with you and with me. Do not wait for others to take actions for you or your parents to fix something. That's the whole problem, is because for so long we grew up in an environment where others would fix things for us. But the reality is we have to fix those things. And it's not enough to write about it. It's not enough to complain about it. We have to take action starting today. And it's time for you and for me to redefine our own lives. And when you look at what is successful, define that for yourself. Define what success looks like in your life and achieve that. Don't try to achieve this idea of success that others may think it is. And if that's for them, awesome. More power to them. Let them live their life. Understand the standards of life that you want to live and pursue that. And when you get there, be content. Be happy. Be happy that you've been able to make the life that you've dreamed about. But when you continue to keep moving the target because you think that's what other people want and that's what you've been told, you will burn out. But that's not anybody else's fault but ourselves, because although we may have felt pressure to make certain decisions, it is still our decision at the end of the day. So please, I beg you, define your success and go after taking action for that success. Don't wait for others to do anything for you. Don't wait for others to fix the world for you. We can make change just starting with ourselves. I'd love to talk more about this with you guys, so feel free to share your experiences about millennial burnout, and if you feel like you're burnt out and why you felt burnt out, and share your experiences to me, and I'd love to start a conversation. I think when I first originally read this article, I wanted to be combative. I wanted to disagree. I wanted to be against this viewpoint. But that's not what's going to create a true solution to this. And ultimately, that would also say that I am not allowing other people to feel burnt out. And that's not fair, because people have felt burnt out. I have also felt burnt out at times. I think a lot of people can go after that, and not go after it, but like agree with that. But that being said, although that's the case, I also want to see in ways of which we can talk about the problem and then take action towards it. Not just complain that there's a problem and not just be like, oh, that's it. This is what it is. I think there are solutions to this if people are willing to sit down and talk and also take action with those solutions. And I'm willing to have these conversations. And I think that I don't disagree with her. I just think that we have to understand that there's no one route of success, and there's no correct way to live this life, in the sense that if you don't live this, whatever the stability is. I don't know, I understand where people are getting this idea from, but we can't choose to live by it. Because what is stability for each person? You can't define that. We can't define what will create fulfillment in one person's life. It's not a cookie cutter thing. It's individualized for each other. But I think as millennials, the frustration is that we haven't actually taken time to figure out, what do I want to define my life, and how do I want to leave my legacy, and how do I want to find success in my life? Because too many of us are actually trying to live the success of our parents or of an older generation or whatever they believed in. And that's unfortunate. But that was a decision that we made, and now we're burnt out. Now it's time to change that, not complain about it. So please take action in your life, define your success, and find it and go after it. And be content within each moment of your life. Guys, I make videos and podcasts every single day. I want to hear from you. I want to talk to you guys about this. So please reach out to me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next episode. Peace and love.